10 interceptors were launched. All 10 failed. And when the smoke cleared, 7 of Israel's most senior military commanders were dead, inside a bunker that was designed to keep them alive. Think about that. A fortified command center, reinforced concrete, advanced air defense systems fully active. And still, it wasn't enough. This is not just another headline. This is a moment that could change how modern warfare is understood. Because what happened here wasn't supposed to happen. For months, tensions in the Middle East had been rising, quietly, steadily. Strikes, counterstrikes, strategic warnings. The United States increasing its presence, Israel expanding operations, Iran responding through indirect pressure. On the surface, it looked controlled, but underneath, something bigger was building. Both sides were preparing for escalation. And then, everything changed. A coordinated strike hit Iranian targets. What triggered it depends on who you ask, but what happened next is clear. Iran responded, not with drones, not with fighter jets, but with something far more advanced, a hypersonic weapon. To understand why this matters, you need to understand how defense systems normally work. Most missiles follow a predictable path. They launch, rise, and fall toward their target. That predictable arc allows defense systems to intercept them. Radars track the path, systems calculate the impact point, interceptors are launched to stop the threat. It's a system built on prediction. But this time, prediction failed, because this missile didn't follow a normal path. After launch, it released a maneuverable glide vehicle, something that behaves less like a missile and more like a controlled aircraft. It didn't just move forward. It changed direction, adjusted altitude, shifted course mid-flight. And it did all of this at extreme speed. We're talking about Mach 13 to Mach 15, up to 18,000 kilometers per hour. At that speed, distance disappears. Targets can be reached in minutes, less than 10. And during those minutes, the missile keeps moving unpredictably. Now imagine being the operator watching this unfold. You detect the incoming threat. You launch interceptors, not 1, but 10, each one designed to stop exactly this kind of attack. And yet, none of them succeed. Not because of human error, not because the system malfunctioned, but because the entire logic behind interception no longer applies. You cannot reliably stop a target that moves faster than your system can react and changes direction while you're trying to track it. This is not just a failed defense, it's a shift in the balance between offense and defense. And then comes the impact, not on an empty area, not on infrastructure, but on a fortified command center, a place built to survive attacks, a place where military decisions are made. 7 senior commanders were inside, and in one moment, they were gone. This is where the story becomes bigger than a single strike, because this wasn't just about power, it was about precision. A hypersonic weapon maneuvering at extreme speed, still able to hit a specific target with deadly accuracy. That level of precision changes everything, because it means even the most protected locations are no longer guaranteed to be safe. Reports suggest similar strikes targeted military facilities across the region, highly protected bases, layered defense systems, advanced interception technology, and yet the outcome followed the same pattern. The missiles arrived, the defenses responded, and the targets were still hit. This creates a serious problem for military strategy. For decades, defense systems were built on one key assumption: that critical infrastructure can be protected, that leadership can survive, even in conflict. But what happens when that assumption breaks? Because if a weapon can reach almost anywhere, at extreme speed, with precision, and without being reliably stopped, then the entire concept of defense begins to change. Command centers become targets, leaders become vulnerable, and the idea of a safe location starts to disappear. This is not just a technological shift, it's a strategic one, and it forces a difficult question. If you can't stop the missile, what can you do? Right now, there is no easy answer. Building new defense systems takes time, years of development, massive investment, new strategies, but this situation is happening now. And that's what makes this moment so important, because we are not looking at the future, we are watching it unfold in real time. This is not just about one country or one conflict, it's part of a much larger global shift. Other nations are developing similar technologies, which means this capability will not stay isolated. It will spread. And as it spreads, the balance between attack and defense will continue to change. Faster weapons, smarter systems, less time to react. So when you look at what happened, 10 interceptors failing, a fortified bunker destroyed, 7 commanders lost, it's not just a battlefield event, it's a signal. A signal that the rules of warfare are evolving, and that the systems the world has relied on for decades may no longer be enough. The question now is not whether this changes things. It already has. The real question is, how far will it go? Because moments like this don't just shape conflicts, they shape the future. What do you think? Is this the beginning of a new era in warfare, or just a temporary advantage? Let me know your thoughts. And if you want to understand the world beyond the headlines, subscribe to World Focus, because the real story is always deeper than it seems.